Why have you been invited to the conference, European Commemoration? What's your personal approach to that topic?
I have been leading the European Association for History and History Education for more than 20 years. And of course, we particularly have been focusing on cross-border approaches to history, which is the non-normal way of dealing with the past. We still have a very strict national focus, and due to the fact that Eastern Europeans in the early 90s came to us to ask how we should approach history teaching, we started to understand that we all had that national focus, and that it wasn't only people in Central and Eastern Europe who had a problem with history, but in fact we all have a problem with history because we think still very much from our national narratives.
You said cross-border approaches in terms of tools, methods, books?
What happened was that at that time we realized that people who were teaching history didn't have the capacity to go cross-border. So our first work always has been capacity building, teacher training, but then we found out that yes, it's wonderful to speak about it, but if you have no tools in the classroom to work on a cross-border level, so the next thing we did was really working on cross-border materials. Initially, of course, mostly with books, but at the moment, since the 2007, we are developing a big international program which is called Historiana, which works with internet, of course, and offers all the opportunities.
You are the chair of the workshops concerning education. What are the most pressing issues to be discussed in these workshops?
I think that we will have a lot of examples how people are trying to solve the issues which I just already mentioned, the fact that you have material which is nationally based and you want to go beyond. So there will be examples. But I think that still there is another issue, and it came also up this evening, that people really do not realize how much they are caught in their specific narrative and how difficult it is to move from there, because even the movie we saw, how interesting it is, it was not really comparative. It still tells the story one after the other, and what we need is really critically questioning what we see and what we get. And for that I hope that really the people in the group, not only the presenters but also the people there, will really question that. How can we do that? How can we understand that propaganda, quite often not done on purpose, but it's just us, you know, history is so often just a belief, not really an academic.
Apart from that, what are your overall expectations for the conference?
My overall is really the opportunity to exchange with so many different people. I was really happy when I got this invitation, because what I saw basically was going on that most of the countries had their own commemorations. And there was here in Berlin a big event with young people, which was called Campus Berlin. And there you really thought, yes, this is the opportunity. And I thought with this conference, yes, also adults and lots of experts, they have the opportunity also to go beyond and really discuss their ideas and also their perceptions.
And in how far can a conference like European Commemoration, a two-day conference, contribute to keeping the topic of European commemoration on top of the international agenda beyond 2014?
Yeah, that depends really also for the interest of the people involved. I know that here everybody is interested and wants to continue, but then it's always projects and you have to get money for that. And EUROCLIO already from before 2014 has suggested to quite some donors really transnational approaches to look, okay, if we think about the First World War, can we not compare home fronts, or can we not compare propaganda, or can we not compare battlefields, just to go beyond that? But then that is not really in the interest. So I hope that with this very good gesture of the German federal government, that perhaps they can convince others that it's really needed, and not that we have these big national events, okay, and then we run for the next commemoration, and we will have in the coming months or years, of course, the Somme, we will have Verdun, but that's still very nationally orientated. And for me, I would really like to see, I was, in a way, I must say, also disappointed that, for instance, the European Union didn't understand a bit more that, yes, if we want to create a sense of Europe, it is quite important to go beyond that and to go also to look into new research. What you saw here was all of a sudden Clark was considered not so good, but the best book which is written about the First World War is written in this country by Leeuw-Roord. His Box of Pandora is by far the best book I've seen in the last 1.5 years with new research. That book should be an exemplar for working together. So I hope that I make some advertisement here, that Germany really sees that it has a role to play. There is too much still also in the movie. Germany was the aggressive country, Germany was the attacking country, and I'm not so sure if that is corroborated by all the new research coming out.
Thank you very much for sharing these thoughts.